In this video, we will be looking at the Power BI control. The Power BI control allows you to embed reports inside your application. If we go to the design view of our page here, you can use it by simply dragging it across from the toolbox and then configuring it. Under behavior, you have to provide some settings so that you can embed the report. The first setting it asks you for is the report ID, which you can find on the Power BI website. So if I go to my report, in the address bar here, I can see the report ID. You can copy that and add it to the report ID. Next is authentication modes. You have two options, either user or application. User authentication is used when you want to embed for your organization. Your users will be required to sign in and have a Power BI account. This will also require you to have a Power BI premium license. The other option is to use application authentication. If you choose application authentication, you can embed your report for your customers and they will not be required to sign in. However, you're required to have a Power BI embedded license for this. In order to set up your report to use application authentication, you have to follow some instructions, which can be found on the Microsoft website, and I will leave the link in the description. Once you follow these instructions and create all the necessary authentication settings, you will then be able to embed that report inside your application. So this link explains where to find these settings. For example, application ID can be found here, along with the tenant ID, workspace ID, or the group ID, as being asked over there, can be found here. And lastly, the secret is what you would have created or set up in this link here at this point. Once you have done all the setup and you have provided all the values, you can then launch your app and you would see the report where you're using application authentication will not ask you for a sign-in. However, if you're using user authentication, you will be asked for a sign-in. Clicking on sign-in will take you to Microsoft website where you have to sign in with your Power BI account. And once you are done, you will notice that your report will load up. It is important to note that for the sign-in for Power BI to work, your browser should be allowing the cookies. So this is how you use the Power BI control to embed your Power BI reports inside App Designer.